Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. I'm only 6 hours late. For those of you who check out Wrestling Rumors in the evening, and perhaps don't watch Friday afternoonish, 12ish, Eastern Standard Time-ish, then you don't know that Tom Clark's Main Event, peep the shirt, babe. Bam, look at that. Oh my God, he's even got a cup. Shut up. Well, guess what? You don't know that Tom Clark's Main Event goes live most every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, last week, your boy was in Chicago for All Out. We're going to talk about that. Yes, we're 6 hours late. However, we're here to do the thing. Can I do the thing? Can I get into the thing, really? Can I get into the thing? All right. Can I get into it, really? Moving it? Grooving it? Come on. Good stuff. Let's get the overlay on. There we are, kids. How's everybody doing out there today? Hope you are having a great week. Air Jackson, what's up, my friend? Sugar Shane in the house. So, all right. So Sandy always says Guten Tag, which is good morning, right? So Guten Nacht, is that right? Guten Nacht is for good night. Yes, Sandy. Please tell me I didn't butcher that. Chris, how are you, my friend? What's up? Sound by Shannon up in the house again. It's midnight Germany. Sandy is braving. He is staying up. It's the witching hour to our friends in Germany. Sandy, you're the man. Sandy, you know that you're the man. Chad says it's time. Who's ready for story time with Tom Clark, baby? Oh my God, I freaking love that. We got so much to talk about. What's up, Alma? How are you doing? Thanks for hanging out. James, what's going on, my friend? Happy Friday to you, Dennis. What's up there in Manitoba, Canada? Wilf, how are you doing, my friend? Joe Simons and SmackDown over Raw. All day, every day. That's what I'm saying. Gerald is heading to SmackDown. Gerald, have a great time. Pop for Brock, okay? Pop for him. What's up, Brenda? How are you doing? Man, it's good to see you guys again. I missed you last week. This time last week, your boy was in Chicago, enjoying some great food, hanging out with my boy and hanging out with my boy. Do you know what I mean? Mr. Nathan Wortman. He's not just a friend. He's a brother. Nathan, last week, kudos to Nate Dogg, had a great weekend. My kid had a blast. I've had some people asking when the photos and videos are going to go up. Facebook can be a beast when it comes to creating photo albums. I think you guys know that. Okay. So it's going to take a little bit because I've got a ton of stuff. Eric says, what did the boy think? He had a blast. Yes, we were all out. Yes, we got ice cream bars. Yes, I got the CM Punk shirt. No, I didn't wear it today. Maybe next week. Who knows? I usually just rep my brand here on the show. Thanks, Dane. We did, my man. We did. We so much did. I've never been up there before. It wasn't a word great. I'm in the Carolinas. I'm in North Carolina, as a lot of you may or may not know. The fact is that for most of us here, for people who don't really travel up north that much, we hear one thing all the time is that people up north suck. They're rude. They have no manners. Not true. I'm here to tell you right now, it's not true. Everyone that we bumped into in Chicago was freaking great, extremely polite, holding the door open for you, saying please and excuse me and thank you, smiling at you, nodding their head. It was just like any other day for me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I met as many rude people as I would ever meet here, which is to say it was like one or two. So I was very much enjoyed myself. The food in Chicago is great. I can't live in Chicago. I'll be 400 pounds. Believe that. Okay. That's the freaking truth, babe. But guess what? It was still awesome. Had a great time. Ate way too much food. The weather was perfect. It was so cool. So cool. So what else we got going on? Cameron said, "What's up, Cam?" Says, "Come visit me." Man, I would love to go to Canada at some point. But here's the thing about Canada, where you're at, my friend. Tom doesn't do cold weather. No, sir. I don't like it. It's not for me. Cold weather and I have nothing to say to each other. Wintertime is the worst time of year for me. I freaking hate it. I hate it and I hate it and then some. Sandy said, "Sandy, you got to have some deep dish in Chicago, my friend." I was a total mark. I was a total tourist. I bought a black hoodie that says Chi-Town on it or Chi USA on it. I wore it in Chicago while having deep dish pizza, talking about CM Punk's return, and then saw the dude the next night. Represent. I'm just saying. Could I live in Chicago? You better believe I could. That's just the truth of it. I'd be 400 pounds. I could so do it. Shannon, it's awesome. If you get the chance to go, you so got to do it. You so got to do it. Cam says summertime in Winnipeg is 104. I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Brenda says hate winter, but yet I live in Iowa. There you go. Dane caught that. Good on you. Good on you. You knew what I was going for, didn't you? Nice. All right, so we got loads of stuff to talk about. While you're here, all 27 of you, how about you click that thumbs up and the big old heart button? I would very much appreciate that. It doesn't put any money in my pocket, but it makes me feel good and it warms me to the cockles of my heart. So, who watched All Out, kids? Because we got stuff to talk about. The ticker is ticking. I'm going to remind you, kids, real quick before we get started here today, shop some podcast stuff, babe. You can get the shirt. You can get the mug. Hats are now available. We got phone cases, laptop cases. We got blankets. We got freaking hoodies. We got long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts. We got sweatshirts. We got a pillow. There's a pillow there, for crying out loud. And if you're in Tom Clark's 6M podcast, there's all that stuff too with that logo. Please go check it out. tinyurl.com/Tom Clark Pods, PODS, for all your Tom Clark's main event and Tom Clark's 6M podcast merch needs. There you go, baby. Let's talk about some All Out. All Out was phenomenal. Okay. I don't care if you're not an AEW fan. If you look at me right now in the eye and say, Tom, All Out was just, guess what I have to say to you? Whole bunch of nothing. Okay. All Out was an extraordinarily good show. I don't think we expected anything less. I know we expected a lot. We got everything I wanted and then some. At the end of the night, I couldn't talk. It took us an hour and a half to get back to the hotel. Ubers were a nightmare. The Uber cost way too much money. I didn't have to foot the bill. God bless Nate. Nate Dogg is my man. He bankrolled us last week, kids. What can I tell you? And treated me and my son extremely well, and I can't thank him enough for that. Had the best time. But yeah, the show was freaking fantastic. I loved every stinking solitary second of it. It was the best thing ever. Best live show I've ever been to. Most fun I've ever had at a pro wrestling event. I'm just telling you like it is. What can top it? I don't have any idea what can top it. I'll tell you what can top it. The night that I see Okada live in person. That's what'll top it. Because I'm telling you right now, trust when I tell you that when Okada comes back to the States, your boy's going to be in the crowd. I promise you that. I will find a way. I will mortgage the house. I'll sell blood. I'll sell whatever I can to make it happen. I'm going to see Okada. I have a regret that I never saw Jordan play. I'm always going to regret that. Okay. I came up, I was a teenager during Jordan's prime, baby. I never saw him play. Not even when he came back from retirement the second time, I never saw him play. Okay. I have a massive regret about that. I can't ever get that back, but I can see Okada and I'm going to believe that. So I can say that I was there when CM Punk came back. Let's talk about it, kids. Here we go. 10-man tag team match. Best friends. Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta, and Jurassic Express versus the Hardy Family Office, Matt Hardy, Private Party, and the Hybrid 2. we know that the good guys come out on top in that one. That was your kickoff show. That was the kickoff. What do they call it? What do they call the kickoff show? Someone help me. Do you know? No one's over there. Oh, I can't. The buy-in. There it is. Thanks. Don't nobody tell me now. It was a fun match. Jurassic Express own every ring they're in. It's awesome. Shane says having to walk with a walking stick, trading the walking stick for a kendo stick. Awesome. Shane, I love it. Do it. Totally do it. That way, if anybody starts any stuff with you, you can smack a fool upside the head and let them know what's up. There you go. Last time I was talking about Punk, last time I saw Punk was on a Monday Night Raw in Charlotte, and he ran down the ring or he was working one of the Wyatts. I think he might have been working Harper, and Rowan came in to double team, and Bryan came down and made the save, or maybe it was one of the two, and Punk and Bryan ended up back to back and fighting off the Wyatt family. So that was pretty cool. John says, didn't you say you hate? No, I didn't say that. John, who said that? I never said I hate AEW when it first started. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Yikes. No, I never said that I hated it. Let's see. James says All Out was the best formatted, so the best pace, the best booked. Yeah. In terms of the layout of the card, I would have to agree with that. Sandy says I never watch AEW except for All Out. Dude, you got to get on the bus here, man. Get on the bus. Good stuff. Did I change my time? Talking about when we were in Chicago. Well, the phone and the watch both automatically because they're an hour behind where we are. Eric, where'd you go? Eric says I'm going to Jersey this week, so pumped. Dude, awesome. I've never been to Jersey. Paul, I'm doing great, my man. Hope you are. Shannon says, last time I saw Punk live was initiation night for Nexus members. Oh, wow. That's going back a ways. 200,000 buys, Chris says. It was a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. What's up, Tim? Welcome to the show, my friend. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, Brendan. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I announced it 2-3 days ago and announced it again today that I was going later in the day today. So hopefully everybody that wanted to be here is here. Let's talk about the main card, kids. Miro defeated Eddie Kingston in a fun match. I'm not going to say that crowd because I was in that crowd, don't you know? In case you hadn't known, I'm telling you now. We were so pumped up from the start of that card to the end of that card, from start to finish of that show, dude. We were all about it, okay? Eddie got a great ovation because we love the guy. Miro got a good ovation because we love that guy too. It was a really good match. Eddie staying in, hanging in, laying in those chops as only he can. My guess is this feud might be over. It's unfortunate. I want to see them go at it again, to be honest with you. I don't want this thing to be over. So there you go. That's me talking. What else we got on this card here, kids? We had Dr. Britt Baker defeating Chris Statlander to retain the AEW Women's World Championship. This was a good match. And by the way, I'm not going in order, kids. This was a good match. However, there was a couple of moments there when it got a little scary. Statlander had Baker up on the top rope and went to suplex her over, and either Britt didn't push off on the she didn't push off on the ring post like she should have with her feet, or Chris cinched her up and pulled at the wrong time. Combination of the two. Instead of sitting Britt back down on the turnbuckle, she just kept going forward with the suplex, and it was scary because that thing could have ended very badly. It was just mistiming on her part, maybe on both their part, who knows. But crisis averted. Thank goodness nothing bad happened. So that's, again, no reason to push the panic button. I don't necessarily blame anybody for that, but it was kind of a scary moment, if I'm being honest. And then the crowd felt it. We were like, oh, God. But thankfully for everybody involved, it did end well. Jon Moxley defeated Satoshi Kojima, New Japan legend himself. This is my second time seeing Kojima live. Shut up. Saw him at the Crockett Cup in Concord a couple years ago when he was teaming with Yuji Nagata. I love Kojima. I love Nagata actually as well. And it's funny because the guy in front of us in the crowd was like filming the match, like recording stuff, and he was doing this the whole time. And if any New Japan guys know, that's Nagata. That's not Kojima. So he was getting his guys backwards. I didn't have the heart to tell him. You know what I mean? Go with God, dude. Do whatever the heck you want to do. I don't care. Anyways, yeah, it was a good match. Mox being Mox, doing his thing, beating the living crap out of this guy. Kojima taking all he can handle and giving it back just as much. And then Mox doing the bow at the end. Pretty cool stuff. Ruby Soho is all elite, baby. And if you don't love that picture of her with the tongue out doing that, something wrong with you, because that picture's pretty awesome. She was the last entrant. She was the Joker in the 21-woman Casino Battle Royale for a future AEW Women's World Championship title shot. There you go. She defeated or eliminated Thunder Rosa. I rolled it. Shut up. Really good match. Lots of stuff happening. We were really up for that. Everybody was pumped for it. The ladies did excellent. They held up their end of the card. Came through on their end. So did Baker and Statlander. Excellent stuff. I love Ruby so much. I loved her in WWE. I said, first off, I can't believe she's here because she looks like that. But, I said the same thing about Rhea Ripley. Okay, don't even get me started. But I love that she looks like that. I'm sorry, but we need more women who look different. Do you know what I'm saying? No offense against the blonde-haired, blue-eyed ladies who happen to work in WWE, but there's several of them. I'm saying we need different. We need different styles. I love Ruby to death. I love that she's all elite. What are you guys saying so far about the card? Ray, what's up, Ray? Ray, I'm going to do a new soundbite for you, my friend. It's going to be Adam Cole, baby. And this time it's going to be an AEW screenshot for you. Ray, we're going to get there. I promise you. James, what's up, my friend? Yeah, Sandy JR called Ruby. Yeah, well, he also called Paul White Big Show. It's okay. It's all right. It's fine, man. It's fine. Chris says AEW is it. I love WWE and AEW. I want New Japan here. There you go. Listen, Chris, and you know this. If you're a pro wrestling fan, you want as much wrestling as you can get your hands on. And to answer anyone's question that may have it, no, I don't want to see WWE fail. I don't want to see them fall on their hind ends. I don't want to see anything bad happen to that company. I don't want them to sell to someone else. I don't want Vince to die. I don't want Triple H to take up. I mean, whatever. I want the company to get better. I want it to be more fun than it used to be. Fun is like it used to be. Raw is a hard watch. I've all but tapped out Raw, if I'm being honest with you. Okay. But the truth is, I do want them to succeed. Whether that means that one day Hunter takes it or whoever takes it and it gets better, I don't know what we're looking at, folks. I really genuinely don't know. However, I do want that company to make it. Obviously, I know that sounds weird. I'm not talking about financially. They're already going to make it financially. I want them to be back at the forefront and provide some great wrestling action. That's what I want. I really do. I don't throw them under the bus because it's fun. I throw them under the bus because their product is crap a lot of times, in my opinion. You guys may love it. If you do, go with God. But a lot of times I'm not very happy with what I see. I just thought I would throw that in there. Cam says, what do you think of McFoley's comments? I think Foley has earned the right. He has earned the right to have an opinion. And I think people who don't like that need to get over themselves and leave it alone. That's what I think. Good question. How's about this for something big that happened? How about the Lucha Bros are the brand new AEW World Tag Team Champions? And quite the cage match. I don't know that we've ever seen a cage match live from one of the big companies. I don't think we have. I'm talking about me and the boy. Very good. Ray Phoenix coming off the top of the cage with a big body splash. I mean, it was so good. Young Bucks with the tennis shoe with the tacks in the bottom. Penta going juicing in the match. It was so good. It was so exciting. It was so fun to watch. No one got killed, which is always good when the Bucks and Lucha Bros go to war. No one got dead. So that's a very good thing, kids. It was quite the match. It was awesome to watch. That thing could have been a main event anywhere on any card, any show in the world. So well done. I was such a fan of it. I still am. I've watched the whole show all the way through one time. I'm going to watch it again. It's been a busy few days since yours truly got home from the Windy City. Okay. But if you haven't seen this match, if you haven't seen All Out, please, for God's sake, go out of your way. What are you waiting on? Chris Jericho is still all elite, baby. Defeated MJF by submission. You tapped out. You tapped out. You tapped out. Yes, he did. He tapped out. So What's this mean, Tom? Holy God, I'm so glad you asked. The fact is, MJF didn't lose a thing. He didn't lose anything. He didn't lose anything. And anyone who wants to come to me and say, Chris Jericho screwed everything up because he won't get out of the way and he's a WWE guy and MJF should have won. Were you in the crowd on September 5th? Huh? If you weren't, shut up. Here's why. Crowd was red hot for Jericho. Red hot. We had some MJF cheers. Everybody loves MJF. They really do. Dude, Jericho had that crowd in the palm of his hand, and that's the truth. In fact, that he got such a pop, I was kind of surprised. I'm looking around like, wow, dude, we're really into the Jericho thing. I got thoughts on Jericho, politics and otherwise. I'm leaving that off the show right now. There's no fighting what the crowd wanted. The crowd wanted Jericho to win. Now, I'm not saying anything about it, but listen, of the two companies, which one do you believe listens to its fans? I'll wait. You've had enough time. You should be able to answer that question by now. Which of the two companies do you believe listens to their fans? I'm just asking. Keith says best tag match in a cage I've ever seen. I don't know if I can say that, Keith, but it was very entertaining. Lance, what's up, my friend? Lance, everyone go check out Dudes at Ringside Wrestling Podcast. I always screw that up. Says, I want to know what Minoru Suzuki's reaction was on TV. That Kazi Nina Ray sounded weak. They're going to bring him back on Dynamite next week, Lance. So they're going to make it all. They're going to make it up. Again, they make the fans happy. Will, what's up, bro? You're all good, baby. You've only missed 23 minutes. We got an action-packed show ahead, dude. Action-packed. Everyone, please welcome Mr. Chuck Winchester, who has an alias that we won't speak of right now. I did not see the beginning of the podcast. You might have announced it. I did not announce it. Bill White, great mind for the business, especially for the ones of us from North Carolina, South Carolina. Chuck, can I be honest with you, my friend? I don't know his working name. If he was a worker, I don't want to sound ignorant, but honestly, I'm not going to lie to you and say I know who you're talking about. No disrespect, but of course, all the best to his family and friends, obviously. A lot of people ask about Andrade. There's stuff going around about Brian Cage also. Look, you can't please all the people all the time. And here's the thing, kids. When it comes to who's happy and who's not, AEW has just as much of an ability to make people unhappy as they do to make people happy. You know how I know that? Because there's a whole lot of people on that roster, okay? And by process of elimination, just playing the odds, rolling the dice, placing your bets, hedge your bets, someone's not going to be happy. If I had to guess, and this is just Tom guessing, I would imagine that there would be a sit-down conversation between he and Tony Khan or he and somebody to say, hey, man, let's talk. Let's get this out in the open. What can we do here? You see what I'm saying? This thing that people do when they run to social media to complain. I don't know. Like, I get it. But if you have the boss's phone number, why are you going to Twitter? When WWE guys do it, you kind of see it because Vince is extraordinarily hard to talk to a lot of the times. Listen to the stories, they'll tell you. To bend his ear and to be able to get in front of him is not the easiest thing in the world, okay? And then plus when you get in there, he spins the conversation to suit him, right? So I get that. But dude, if you got Khan's phone number, you mean to tell me you don't think he's going to answer the phone? Really? David says, I think that some of the roster on AEW should be allowed to get TV time on Impact. That's interesting, but they do have 4 shows, Dave. Dynamite, Rampage, Dark, and Elevation. There's enough programming, I believe. Can you imagine if Dark or Elevation got on TV, like actual terrestrial TV? Can you imagine that? That'd be fun stuff. Robbie says Jericho has gas in his tank, and when he's ready to retire, he will do like Undertaker and go out on his own terms. I can respect that. Robbie says, I'm sorry, Rebecca says, dang, I miss a lot. Rebecca's husband's in the hospital. Hey, all the best to your husband, Rebecca. I hope everything's going well. Please give him our best. Ray says Cage is being a baby and he's stuffing the ring on FY Adam Cole's King. His wife went online and was complaining, and then he complained as well. Double V, Victor Vasquez. I always enjoy your Facebook, my friend. How are you doing? Yeah, put him on TBS. That's where Dynamite's going to be next, or Dynamite next year, or is it Rampage? One of the two. One of the two. One of the two. Where is Ricky? Why does that sound familiar, Ray? I don't know why it sounds familiar. It is dudes. What did I say, Lance? What did I not say? Dudes at Ringside Wrestling Podcast? I thought I said that. Crap. Did I not say that? My bad. Ray, I adore your Facebook, my friend. Actually, I do. You're always doing stuff. You're either going to a party or a celebration or you're running. Dude, since I lost all that weight, it'll be a year in October, by the way, since I started the weight loss thing. I'm contemplating taking up jogging. I've never done it my entire life. And I think I'm going to take it up. Any tips for me, Ray, in terms of, I'm not talking about marathons, brother. I'm talking about like maybe a daily jog. I'm sure, start off small and work your way up. Stretch first and all that stuff. Yeah. Will says the same thing all of us thought. I honestly thought Jericho was going to lose only because of his tour coming up. Yeah. Good point. Good point. I think we all kind of thought that as well. Let's get to the meat of this. Check it out, baby. CM Punk returned to the ring in AEW, and your boy was in Chi-Town last week to see it all unfold. To tell you from the fans' experience, from the writers' experience, straight to your ear, it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. To see CM Punk in his hometown and then be enjoying a CM Punk ice cream bar in the crowd was just, it was one of the most surreal things I've ever done. There's no doubt I've ever done. And it was quite the experience, kids. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty freaking awesome. It was all I thought it could be and a whole lot more. It was so fun. Had a blast. Can't wait to go back to Chicago. Give me another reason to go back to Chicago, AEW. Make it happen as soon as possible. Had a blast. Again, very surreal to see him in person in AEW in a ring. So cool. I loved every second of it, dude. It was so much fun, for real. I thought the match with Darby was really, really good. It's Punk, to me, in my opinion, hasn't lost a step. People talking about him being blowed up. Shut up. People throw around pro wrestling terms as if they've ever stepped foot in the ring, as if they've ever been behind the curtain in an organization. And until you have, I guess you can use that terminology if you want to, but please use it sparingly, because when you're wrong, you sound like a doof. Okay. Don't sound like a doofus. Please don't. It's not becoming of some people. So please, I was going to use the phrase stay in your lane, but that kind of sounds elitist. I don't mean to do that, but like, people just throw words around a lot of times. The word botch gets thrown around. The word mark gets thrown around. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Punk versus Darby was top notch. I thoroughly enjoyed it. What did you guys think of Punk's in-ring return? Chad said jumped off my couch when he came on AEW. Eric, no. We were just there. We flew in. We got in Chicago around 12:30 on Friday their time. 12:30 their time. 11:30 their time. I think it was. No, dude. The only show we went to was All Out. Good question. We were going to contemplate it, but no, we just went to All Out. Oh, dude, to hear it live, Chris, was one of the big things. It was so cool. Shane asking Ray, do you think Adam Cole will take over the Elite? Yeah. Can I answer Shane? I think he will eventually. But one of those guys is going to turn face, and it's not going to be Adam Cole, baby. Vic says it was great, but why is he in pants? Can I answer for Punk? This is just a guess. Gene, no worries. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Can I answer for Punk? This is just a guess, Vic. Don't hold me to this. This is just a guess, okay? Punk has said, he's on the record many times in the past as saying that when he comes back, he likes to change things up. Different haircut, different gear, different look, different a new move, different attitude. If I'm guessing, that's what I'm guessing. This is CM Punk and AEW. That's what we're looking at. This is not CM Punk in trunks or fight shorts or whatever. This is CM Punk in tights because he wanted to change it up. I have to respect that. That's my guess. I have not watched Heels, dude. I've got to watch Heels. I think I'm waiting until the season wraps up and I'll do the free preview for Stars and then binge it all and then like cancel the preview. I guess I could just keep the streaming service, but yeah. Is there some stuff on Stars to keep me there? Lance says, when Elite breaks up, where do Bucks lie with Kenny or Cole? Good question. I think by that point, Lance, can I be honest? I think we're looking at in 2022 before anything like that happens. Ray says Punk and Taz seem like, can I be honest with you, Ray? I think what happened was Taz maybe flubbed a line or something. He kind of got ahead of himself in the promo. That's just my opinion. Chris, we're talking about Kevin Steen. We'll get to that, I promise you. Let's talk about the last two matches, kids. Paul White, the wrestler formerly known as Where is the Big Yo? Listen, here's what I think. Don't quote me. Do not quoteth me on this. I believe that they got the same dude to do Paul White's song as what done Big Show's song in the WWE. I don't have verification on that. That's just my guess, okay? That's what I think. So, terrible place on the card for this match. Whole lots of people getting up and going to the bathroom and going to concessions. I didn't do either. I stayed in my seat like a good little fan should and enjoyed the show. I don't need nachos. I got CM Punk in Chicago. I got ice cream bar. I got my boy and my boy on the other side. Shut up. That's all I need. So, shame too, because I thought Paul and Marshall had a good little match. 2 minutes, whatever it was, I don't care. Listen, I don't know if it came over on the broadcast. The crowd was into Paul. They really are. We were. I should say we. It was a good match. I thought. I mean, for what it had to be, it was fine. And dude, Paul got a pop. What are we worried about here? Oh, pumpkin coffee. The falls are coming. When it comes to the fall, here, fall season, I'm a typical white girl, baby. Because all things pumpkin. That's the truth, babe. I'm serious. I don't know why. I love it so much. It's so tasty. Okay. Main event. Kenny Omega defeated Christian Cage. A really good match. Was it as good as their match on Rampage? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, no. But that's one guy talking. So, yes, I know Punk was on heels. He's he was tweeting that a month or so ago. So yeah, I'll have to catch up. But yeah, I don't think that it was as good, if I'm being honest with you, as their match on Rampage. However, I do think it was really good. And then, of course, at the end, Ray, for crying out loud, first we got your boy. And in case you missed it, kids, he's no longer undisputed. He's all elite. He is. So, yes, I'm going to update it. Give me a week. I'll update it, okay? Yeah. So, bam. Adam Cole, baby, is all elite. And in the elite, Ray, this is for you. Third time's a charm. That's right, man. He is your favorite. David and Down Under. What's going on, Dave? How are you, my friend? Surprise. We're on the air. 6 hours late. Ray says Cole next AEW champ. Dude, anything can happen. Lance says, what surprise do you see at Arthur Ashe? I see either Ibushi or Jay White. It better not be Okada. I'll be very unhappy if it's Okada because I won't be there. I think Jay, Lance, if I'm being honest, I think Jay. I think it'd be the right time for Jay. If I had to throw it out there, I say Switchblade Jay White. Key says Punk return could not have been done better. The hype of the match was amazing and both delivered. It should be interesting to see how he is booked. I completely agree. By the way, how do you guys feel? Yeah, Lance, listen, dude, have the best time, man. How do you guys feel about Punk taking on Team Taz? A lot of people are hating on it. You know what I think? Let the guy do. Listen, you're going to sign CM Punk and pay him all this money. And he hated wrestling for years. And now he loves it. He's fallen in love with it again. Let the guy do what he wants to do. no matter what match he's involved with, no matter who he touches in the ring, he's going to make the match better and make that guy better. I say Punk and Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm not even playing around. Am I talking a 6-week program? No, but if it is, who cares? Honest to God, I think it'd be fine. Really, I'm not kidding. Hobbs is good. Hobbs is getting better. Hobbs is a big, strong kid, okay? And he's got a bright future in that company and in this industry. And if anybody can help him along the way, it's CM Punk, in my opinion. Ray says, I see a mega turn on Cole like they did in ROH. I don't think that's going to happen, Ray. I don't think, not a second time. James, anytime, my man. Anytime. What you got? JD, great points. Did you hear what Adam said to Tony? People want to love Adam because they love Adam. But, dude, when he went at Tony, they booed him and started chanting Tony's name. Victor, as a lot of other people saying, Punk versus Ricky Starks. I'd take that too. That'd be a good little feud for sure. I say little, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah. Well, there you have it, kids. And then after Adam Cole, no button, we got Daniel Bryan. So we're there, and we kind of all expected Bryan, yes? Okay. First person perspective. We kind of expected Bryan, okay? Bryan Danielson, excuse me. My apologies to Bryan Danielson. We kind of expected Danielson to come down, but when it was Adam Cole first, we're like, oh my God, I'm recording it and stuff. And then Omega's like, I must bid you adieu. Good night. And all that. And then Danielson's music hits, and we're like, oh, and it was like a chorus of people going, oh, it was insane. And my son's smiling. I'm like, dude, they're both here. And I'm like shaking. I'm like, look, like he can't see. There's video screens. There's the ring. There's them. They're there. And I'm like, look. It was crazy. Oh, so awesome. Anyway, so much fun stuff. How did I lose weight? Jem says. A lot of work and clean living, my friend. Clean living. Actually, I just cut down, man. Cut down calorie count down to about 1,000 calories a day. It takes some work. You got to train yourself to do it. And the first week is murder because your body is hungry for more calories. I promise you. But you can do it. No soda. As little sugar as you can take in. As much salad as you can eat. Cut out the meat if you can. I still do cheese, okay, because I got to have protein from somewhere, and I do a little bit of protein, but you know what I mean. I do a little bit of meat, but hardly any, okay. A little bit of fish, not as much as you think. Now, is it going to work for you? I have no idea, but it's working for me so far. Although I'm pretty sure I gained 12 pounds in Chi-Town last week. So, Lance says was hoping for Final Countdown. The word, Lance, is that they wanted that song and it was too expensive. Tim says, is this about SmackDown tonight? Well, we'll get there. If you guys care about it, I got it queued up. So there you go, kids. There is your All Out card. Did you enjoy the show? Because, brother, I was live, in case I hadn't told you. It was so good, so much fun. Shut up. Before we go to other companies, let's talk about tonight. AEW Rampage. Here's what's going on. Darby Allin with Sting taking on Daniel Garcia with CM Punk on commentary. So they're keeping Punk linked into this for whatever reason they're doing it. We will see what happens there. They're calling Daniel Garcia Red Death. Red Death Daniel Garcia. I'm okay with that. It's different, right? Let's see. Malachi Black versus Big Shawty Lee Johnson. I honestly think that's going to be an exceptional match. I think that Johnson is really coming into his own. I'm anxious to see what they do here. Chris Statlander will take on Jamie Hayter and Rebel in a handicap match. And actually, I think, isn't Soho in this thing now? I'm pretty sure. I think it's Soho and Statlander against Hayter and Rebel, I believe. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. Is Ruby on the card? I'm scrolling through the card right now, kids. Of course, we've got Pac versus Andrade El Idolo. There you go. So yeah. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. You know what? I just gave you Rampage for the week before. Holy God. By the way, can you tell I didn't watch Rampage last week? How about we try this link right here? Much better. Andrade versus Pac. Let's see. What else we got going on? 6-woman tag. There we are. I knew that was in there somewhere. AEW Women's World Champion Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Rebel versus Statlander, Riho, and Ruby Soho. That's going to be a heck of a little 6-man tag. I'm looking forward to that, dude. No doubt. Brian Pillman Jr. versus Platinum Max Caster. That should be good. Darby's response, it says here. We'll see what happens. I was a week behind on Rampage. No worries. Rampage live tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on your television device. So there you go. Yeah, you're right, Toby. Andrade versus Pac will be extremely good. Yep. Adam Cole fighting Frankie Kazarian next week on Dynamite should be very, very fun. Should be very fun. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes down next week. There you go. Let's go ahead and talk about some ratings here, folks. I split the ratings up, and I'm doing a little bit different. This week, Dynamite, September 8th, 1.32 million. We knew it was going to be good. You know, the Fallout show from All Out. It's the second highest rated show they've ever done. Rampage, that's tonight's show. I'm no longer going 2 weeks back here, kids. It got a little confusing. We don't know the ratings for tonight. We'll find out next week. Last week's Dynamite, September 1st, was 1.17, and Rampage last Friday, on my kid's birthday, actually, 696,000. There's your ratings for AEW. Let's talk about a couple of WWE things before we take it home here today. What do you guys think about Kevin Owens possibly joining AEW in January of 2022? Supposedly his contract is up. AEW, or excuse me, is up in WWE in January of next year. So, can you see Steen going to AEW? You guys talk. I'll be sipping coffee. Tastes like heaven in a cup. It's pumpkin spice. I love it so much. Chris says, Kevin Steen, woohoo. The other Chris says, yes, make it happen. Keith says, Zane. Keith, can I ask you a question? Do we need Steen and Zane back in the same company again? JD says, let's move the whole WWE roster over to AEW. I mean, so here's the thing, JD. Steen and Zane were a Ring of Honor. Do you know what I'm saying? You know where I'm coming from? They move companies, dude. This is what wrestlers do. Wrestlers did it all the time back in the day. Before the internet, we knew it when we saw it, but nobody was sitting around, talking about it and stuff. It's not at you, dude. But like nobody was like complaining about it. What are they going over there for? Guys have to earn a living. I've said this. If I've said it once on this show, I've said it a million times, and I'll say it a million times more. How many times have you ever gone to a McDonald's and complained that the kid behind the counter used to work at Burger King, and what's he doing here? Burger King too good for him? Burger King's where he made his money, after all. That's where I know him from. What's he doing at McDonald's now? Oh, let me guess. Burger King wasn't paying him enough. Maybe they weren't. I know. I get it. It's pennies compared to millions of dollars. It's a huge difference. I totally get it, okay? But I'm just trying to do a comparison here for you kids, all right? I'm just saying. Let's don't get mad at people for trying to better themselves and their situation. I've been in my civilian job, apart from the pro wrestling stuff, for a lot of years. I'm not going to tell you how many. That's a long time. It's a chunk bigger than you'd even expect from a man of my dashingly good looks and young appearance. Okay? But if it came to an end tomorrow, am I going to go home and cry about it? Am I going to go withdraw all my savings and spend it all in Vegas? Hope I hit it big? There's a fun idea. I'm probably not going to do any of those things. You know what I'm going to do Monday? Go look for another job. And try to get another job somewhere else with what I'm good at. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I would do. to know. I can't fault anyone. I can't fault anyone for that. Jamel in Vegas. Watch the show back, my friend, and no worries, man. I'm sorry I was late. Before we take this home today, kids, Tom Clark's main event is back next Friday at 6 p.m. again. I know what you're thinking. Tom, you're going to be 6 hours late. Again, what's going on with the main event? I assure you we're not changing the start time. However, life beckons. Stuff happens. Your boy's busy, okay? Next Friday at 12 noon is not going to work for me. But next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time is going to work for me all day and then some. So don't miss the main event next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Facebook. Ricardo says, I don't know why people think when people have WWE, they should just fade away and die. And JD, I don't think Ricardo's aiming that at you. But Ricardo, you've got a good point, dude. A lot of people believe that. And you know who believes that, Ricardo? Diehard WWE fans who that's the only wrestling that exists on the planet for them. That's what they believe. You're right. Straight up. Straight up. SmackDown preview, kids. Let's talk about it. Let's go. John Cena is advertised for tonight's show. But he may only be there supposedly for the live crowd. I don't know if you can not put John on TV, but that's just me talking. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, will defend against the Street Profits. SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair signed their Extreme Rules contract. Seth Rollins versus Edge. Sasha Banks advertised to return by WWE and MSG websites, but has not been officially announced by WWE. There you go. Raw superstars are advertised to appear on MSG and WWE websites. Bobby Lashley, Charlotte Flair, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, The New Day, Drew McIntyre. We'll see what happens. And of course, the return of the beast, Brock Lesnar. Bam. Who's looking forward to SmackDown tonight? You know who's not looking forward to Raw? Everybody. Because it's a beast. Speaking of beast, it's a beast, isn't it? Raw is a beast as well. Will says there's an Undertaker rumor. Ugh. Not on Taker. This not on Taker. Everybody relax. I'm just saying, let's just move on. Let's move on. Can we just move on? Let's move on. It's just my opinion. No disrespect to Taker. It's nothing personal. As a company, at some point, let's just move on. Same. Jamel says, looking forward to Rampage. I am as well. We'll see what happens. I enjoy SmackDown. I do. They lost a great talent in Daniel Bryan for sure. Alicia says, Raw keeps giving us the same thing week after week. Boy, you're right about that. Will says Taker should be a booker. That'd be an interesting fit, wouldn't it? Shan says, do you think Naomi gets tired of being ignored? Everybody's talking about she should go to Roman's stable. We'll see what happens, Shannon. I do think she's going to turn heel. And I think it'd be a pretty fun heel run if she did so. Let's talk about ratings here, kids, before we take it home. SmackDown for this week. Toriano in the house. Okay. 9.6 SmackDown. Raw. 1.85. That was down from last week's 1.91 million. NXT this week, 601,000, down from 717 last week. And SmackDown last week, 2.22 million. There's your ratings for the WWE shows this week, kids. And that opens the floor wide open. Woo! It's an open floor, baby. You know what that means? What's on your mind? What you want to talk about? What you got to get off your chest? What's stirring in your brain? What things you got to get out in the open? Hit me. Smack me with it. Ray is so quick. Ray, you're so fast. Ghostface or Raekwon, and if Adam Cole was wrestling in your town and I wanted to crash at your place, dude, all day long, Ray, I got a big sectional in my living room. You're so welcome. Anytime, brother. And by the way, Ghostface all day long. All day. Wu-Tang for life. Wu-Tang. You guys know how I roll. I'll make a DMD button. Man, I got so much work on the show for buttons. You don't even know. Toby says, Please give me a reasonable answer as to why Tony Storm can't get a match on TV, but Nia can. I got nothing. Okay. Here's what I got. Everybody listen. All 25 of you, listen. Draw close. Get close. Put it up to your ear. Here we go. The Nia Jax experiment should end. It's over. Take her off TV. Nia's not going to watch this show. Nia doesn't care about me. She's far too busy. And even if she did care, she wouldn't like what I'm saying. And she would laugh at me and say I'm a stupid fan, a stupid mark. And then she would do a funny little dance on Twitter as if to say, I don't care what you think and I don't care what you say. She's done it to other people before. And all those things are fine. This is not meant to be personal. This is not meant to say that Nia is a bad person or that she's got a vendetta or that she's legit trying to hurt people. It's time to pull her out of the ring. I'm done. I'm over it. Get her out of the ring now. The fact that this company continues to put her in the ring and she continues to hurt people, okay? Everybody and their brother wants to bag on Goldberg. Everybody wants to give him down the road. You can no longer bash Bill Goldberg and not bash Nia Jax, kids. You can no longer bash WWE for bringing Bill back, but continuing to keep Nia on the roster and you say nothing. What's good for one is good for another, folks. Nia Jax's experiment should be over. Pull her out of the ring, okay? That's my take. You asked, that's what I believe. That's the truth. I say it with all due respect. She would never take it respectfully, and I totally get it. Again, it's nothing personal toward her or her star-studded family. It's not meant to be personal, and I understand how this sounds. She would completely take it personal, and if I'm in her shoes, I probably would as well. But facts is facts. Truth is truth. And the facts and truth is that she is dangerous, and this is not working. It's not clicking. It's not taking. She's not good. And one day, when she breaks someone's arm or leg, or legit knocks someone out cold, or gives someone a concussion, or worse, all of you watching, all 20 of you right now watching, are going to remember this show and go, that bearded dude on that main event show might have had a point. She's dangerous. Get her out of the ring. I'm done laughing about it. I'm done teasing, and I'm done. I'm done treading lightly. I'm over it. Screw it. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna promise you guys something right now. And the companies that I've been involved with in the past, at this point, she would no longer be on our card. After one time, she wouldn't be invited back. I promise you that. No one would work her. No one would want to work with her. She's dangerous. Sorry, I said it. Robbie says many male wrestlers have done both wrestling and movies. Which female wrestler from any company could do the same? Becky Lynch. Thunder Rosa, for sure. Thunder's got, she's got that switch. You know what I mean? Click the button. She can take you somewhere else. I think she definitely has it. For sure. I don't have any AEW Funkos. That they weren't AEW at the time, where they did the Young Bucks and Cody and Kenny. I don't have any of them. Chris, to answer your question, I'm anxious to see them get. Hopefully, they'll get a line of pops going. We'll see. Key says, did you read about why Cole defected AEW? Because apparently Vince wanted him to be a mouthpiece for, as a manager. Would it have worked? Sure. Why not? Is that what he wants? No. Can't blame him. Can't blame him. Vernon Wade. I've never seen your name before, my friend. Thank you for watching my little old show. If any of you are watching right now who've never watched the show, what's up? Tom Clark here. Tom Clark's Main Event, but going live since 2014. This is episode number 240. 40 episodes removed, 40 weeks removed from the celebration of the 200th anniversary episode podcast here on the show. That's right. And if you like geek culture stuff, not just pro wrestling, if I got the show for you, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. Geek culture at its finest, babe. You can't miss it. Don't miss it. New episodes drop every Tuesday. The bird's talking. You hear that bird? I hate that bird. I live in a cul-de-sac and my window's not fully soundproofed. Hence the bird. You can't see it, But now I give the bird to the bird. Obscene gesture time. I'm in a pretty good mood. I'm still buzzing from All Out. Can I be honest with you? I'm buzzing from the trip to Chicago. I'm still on the high. I've not come down off the high yet. Shane says, what do you think of the NXT logo? Not a fan. Not a fan. Ricardo says, wasn't Becky up for a role with Marvel? She may have been. You may be right, Ricardo. How did I not know that? MJF was going off on the mic this past Wednesday. Shannon, he's so good, isn't he? Toby says maybe Tessa and I can tour together. Yeah, let them work each other all day. That'd be fun to watch. Never. Yeah, Toby says the MJF promo on Pillman was kind of hard to watch. It was a... All right, so Toby, I'm not going to say it was a bit much because of what he said. I thought it was a bit much because it seemed to drag on forever. And for a half second, it started to feel like a WWE moment. I hate to do that, kids, but that's what it felt like. I'm just being straight with you. But listen, one thing's for sure in that company. Everybody listen, okay? The fact of the matter is in that company, the conversations are had ahead of time. They're had ahead of time, okay? That they're talking to each other. A writer's not handing them a script. A writer's not handing them lines to say. Chances are MJF talked to him beforehand and said, like, this is what we're going to say. And I'm sure they talked to his mom and said, is this cool? Are you okay with this? And obviously it's okay. Bird. Bird is a word. Bird. I love that. No Kelly Klein news. Man, I wish she'd come back. I thought we'd get her an Empower. However, we did not. Good show, by the way. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. I got the boy texting me right now. He's at a friend's house. Angie Lawhorn. I like that last name. It's like a Texas Ranger. MJF is the best heel in the business. I never miss a beat with the mic. He never missed a beat with his mic in his hand. He's a great heel, Angie. But I submit Jay White. If there's a number 1, number 2, I'll go MJF 1 and Jay White 2, and they could switch at any point. Shannon, I will tell the boy that you said hi. Watch this. This is fun. Watch. The main event gang says hi. Hey, man, I'm just telling you. Toby says, my preacher watched AEW for the first time and said, boy, that MJF makes you want to smack him. Oh, I thought that was going to go into some kind of religious context. Do you see Sarah Logan going to AEW? She seems like a pretty happy mom right now, Vic, but sure. If and when she wants to come back, why not? Her and Ruby are thick as thieves, man. Thick as thieves. Oh, Keith, I got it. So I watched the 2-night Ring of Honor that it just so happened to happen on the night CM Punk. Was it CM Punk came back? No. It was the night that Omega fought Christian on Rampage. It just so happened to happen then. But I've not watched since then. So I got to get caught up. I like that they're finally giving the women the time of day in that company, and they're trying to do it seriously this time. We'll see how it goes. Listen, support women's wrestling. If Phil were here, he'd say support black wrestlers. I say 100% absolutely. I say support women's wrestling. 100% absolutely. It's time, kids. It's time. This business isn't just about white dudes. You see a lot of white dudes. There's one of them talking to you now, up in your face and your ear, okay? But there's a whole lot of other dudes and ladies who know their stuff as well. Got to support them. Got to support them because it's the right thing to do. Shane says, speaking of kendo sticks, who swung it the best? My answer to that, Shane, would be, who swung it and protected their opponent? And is that even possible? I swung a kendo stick back in the day. How about you? Dreamer, Sandman. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. No, Chris, I did not sit with Phil. We were on the floor. up from the ring. We were on the floor. They were up and off the floor on those seats. Not up, but like just off the floor on those seats right there. Mid ring, I believe. Angie says he is so good now at a young age. How much better can he get with experience? He makes people want to jump the barricade, kick his butt. Yeah, for sure, Angie. Great point. Yeah, as good as he is right now. And by the way, this thing with him and Pillman, listen, kids, don't anybody go to sleep on that, because they went to war in MLW and had good matches against each other. So don't go to sleep on that. They work well together. You'll see. Shannon says women's wrestling is where it's at. Could not agree more. Could not agree more. Man, is it hot up in here. It got warm up in here quick. Couple more. We're going to take it home, folks. Who replaces Omega as champ? Dennis brings up a good point. Is Bryan, it's going to take some getting used to. Is Bryan Danielson your next AEW World Heavyweight Champion? Toby says, how long until AEW creates a women's tag team division? Hopefully sooner rather than later. And I also want to see another set of tag team titles for the men's division as well. AEW TNT Tag Team Championships. That's what I want. Shannon says Hangman. Chris says Hangman. We'll see. We shall see. All right, kids, that's going to do it for us here today. I hope you guys have had fun. Stay tuned for the All Out stuff on the Facebook. I promise you I'll get it up there at some point this week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I constantly get messages from you guys. If I don't answer in quick fashion, my apologies. It's been an incredibly busy week for me. You can continue to find my writing on wrestlingrumors.net. Please go check me out. Of course, we put the pod here on the show or on the channel almost every week. We will return next Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with Tom Clark's main event. Please don't forget Tom Clark's 6M podcast. New episodes drop every Tuesday. This past Tuesday, we dropped the Fantastic Four episode. Okay, I had a lot of fun doing that. Mr. Phil Lindsay is my co-host a lot of the time. He's an excellent podcast guy, excellent human being, actually. Got to meet Phil in Chicago this past week. Great guy. Had dinner with the guys, with him and Chris Mueller and Graham Matthews from Bleacher Report. We all hung out and had Chicago deep dish after seeing Shang-Chi last Saturday night. I've seen Shang-Chi twice. By the way, if you've seen the movie, check out the 6M, babe. Coming this Tuesday, the review of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings from me, Phil, Graham, and Chris on Tom Clark's 6M podcast. There's a preview for you, baby. Can't beat it, can you? No, sir, you can't. So please subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. Buy the merch. You can get shirts. You can get hats. You can get cups. tinyurl.com/Tom Clark PODS. Tom Clark Pods. Take pictures of yourself either wearing the merch or holding the merch, and I will put them all over my social media for you if it means anything to you, okay? If you guys ever want to go the extra mile and mail that stuff to me, I'd sign it for you. I don't know if anybody cares about that. I just thought I'd throw it out. I've got asked for my autograph before in wrestling, but it was such a small thing. Not a big deal. Thanks, everybody. Yes, everybody follow the World of Wrestling page. I appreciate you. Remember next week, kids, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a week from today. Don't miss the show. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great weekend, kids. We'll see you next time. Tom Clark's main event.